A pleasant good night to each and every one of you in Georgetown, Guyana, fellow citizens. It bleeds my heart at times when I have to sit down only to address the nation from which country I came from. And it always comes down to two things. You, the East Indian descendant, and the African descendant. I wanted to know this is the 21st century. Whenever will you all become civilized? When will you learn to accept that all these bloody politicians are lying to both of you, both sides of the fence? If you check out the ministers in Parliament, going back from the late Cherry Jagan and Forrest Burnham and Desmond Hoyt, Mrs. Jagan, all those hypocrites' names that I mentioned, today you might only have a few newcomers, such as David Granger, your president, but they say he was associated with politics, but I will give the credit to him as a military man, and a few others. What I'm trying to get here, both of you better come to your senses before it is too late. When the Indian gather together, they want an Indian leader. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall not, will not, would not tolerate Guyana to be divided like the way you Indian divide India. You have Pakistan, you have Afghanistan, but yet like you Indian can't understand. So wake to hell up. Guyana is not your mother country. It is fortunate enough to know the white man, as you say, brought you there. And you get a chance to escape a population rush in India, poverty, and the class war. You should love the bloody country that you are in and try to develop yourself, worship your God, take care of your family, and stop prostituting your attitude. That's all for you, Indian. Now, you, the African descendant, I also want to address you. In your own environment and in your nation and your race, they are great warriors, great thinkers. But it seems like Guyana blacks have lost the sense and developed stupidity. Why are you fighting for a black leader because he's black like you? Did not you learn from Lyndon Johnson, Forrest Burnham? What did he give to all of you? He was black. There was nothing blacker than him in our parliament. What did he give to you? Many of you end up dead, hungry, no home to live in. Many of you end up as whores as your women, and men become thieves. That kind of leaders you want? Then you have no ambition. I was in Ghana. I was in Nigeria. I was in Botswana. I went to some of the countries where you black people came from. And the generation in Africa today is much more smart, much more efficient, much more educated. Y'all are garbage to compare with those people of today. The white man have done you an injustice when he brought you out. He should have leave you there because you're not thinking. But guess what? Your African ancestors in the past, maybe they know that you were garbage. That's why they get rid of you. And they didn't need you on the mainland. You have bring an insult to the African people when you call yourself, I am an African. You are nothing but a blasted opportunist, great-grandchildren of slaves. Get the mentality out your bloody head and start think for yourself, your wife and your children. No man is above the law, and no man is better than you if you're a man. And if you're a woman, no other woman is better than you. All of you have the same parts. No spare parts can work there. So wake the hell up. You don't have ambition. You don't want to be leaders. Your children have no ambition to make them leaders, but you believe in your leader because they're black like the Indian. It's not putting you nowhere. You have no house, no jobs. You have to depend on them. You lift them up but forget to lift up your mother and father. You praise Kofi, the statue, who fought against European in the century 1763 or 1673, whatever it is. You go, you lay a wreath to his bloody statue in memory of what he done. But he was a revolutionist, not an opportunist. He had class. He fought for civil rights. He fought for humanity. But you are fighting on behalf of race, and you're not taking care of your family or yourself. I call upon both of you to stop the bullshit. Stop it now. The PPP Indian leaders have misled the country. for 23 years. More whores, more theft, more corruption and plenty killing. Police had license to kill. Under the PNC, Barnum had let it happen. How'd stop it? Today, under David Granger administration, too many young black boys are getting killed robbing people. And plenty young Indians are drinking poison. Well, let me be honest with you. It's a bloody curse because you have two thieves to rule you. And that is the curse you got. You will never make it unless you wake up and speak with one voice. You do not need a house. You do not need a car. Or you wanted to live like savages. It is time for the two of you to understand and wake up and unite. You call upon Jesus, but you are far from his teaching. You call on Prophet Muhammad being a Muslim, but if he was here, he would have led war against you because you're nothing but a bloody hypocrite. It was people like you that run him to kill him. And a little insect called a spider saved his life. You are disgrace to Islam or Christianity. And you, the Hindus, who think you have the greatest religion with 3 million statues. You even worship snake. But you cannot fight against the man who oppressing you. You want to put your great-granddaughter into the whorehouse. Your brother daughter to prostitute, you could get rich. You laugh and hug and talk, but you're full of venom. A snake is afraid of you. I call upon the two of you, stop it before it is too late. Let me give you your population. You, the Indian race, you are only approximately 233 to 43,000. You can be driven out of that country within 72 hours. Believe it or not, if you don't stop. You, the blacks, are 219 or 225,000. Same can happen to you. Let me tell you how. Venezuela wants 62% of Guyana. If you all continue like that, the Venezuelans can march the troops into Guyana while the two of you fighting for stupid leaders, and by the time you wake up and start fight, you got to learn to speak Spanish. And who caused it? You, because you're ignorant. I beg you to stop. The Brazilian can do the same. Stop it right now. Choose leaders that concern about the future of the country. For a president is only a manager of a country. An overseer. Your ministers, them, are only there hired by you. And no ministers must use the law of the land to deny you justice because you tell him he's a thief. Or his wife get caught in a whorehouse with another man. Or some corrupt judge who want position lock you up because you speak out against them. We need to deal with this. Get civilized, my friends. Guyana's a great country. Every one of you could be millionaire. Your children can be respected, and open up the country to your African descendant and your Indian descendant, and let's unite and worship your God and give God an opportunity into the land of Guyana. Because you only use the word Allah, Bhagwan, and Jesus. All of you are a pack of hypocrites. I call upon the priest, stand in solidarity. And right now, David, I will not accept a recount of an election. The election on Monday, and today is Sunday. Something not right. If it is fair, I call upon the army to seize power, take the country over, and appoint a younger leader, and form a national front, and let's reopen the case for all 65 of you. Give your lie detector test. And if you fail it, the nation shall and will decide what to do down the road. I call upon America, England, and Canada, and the rest of the world to join with us. Guyana needs 10 million people. We only have 740,000. Long live civilization, long live humanity, and long live a man by the name of Nelson Mandela, Nkrumah, and Nyerere, and plenty more, who will be on to our present leader. May God be with you all. Have a good night.